Holito Chamawengapa, Nankatami, Achipu, Walawe, Metifa. I just got through doing another video on uh, Justice Kyra Bolden, so you all can go check that out. This is my second one that I want to talk about as far as seeing this interview. I didn't know she did this 3 days ago, but I ate some aloo prata, some onion pakada, and all vegetarian, vegan. Um, and my mom, she had some Reggios. So there you go, Chicago style. So this will probably be like my last meal of the day. I eat like high noon. Don't eat at night. Mainly, if I do take some, it'll be like supplements, water. So yeah, let's practice our health regimen. Okay. So I watched the video all the way to the end, and I was surprised. I didn't know that she was like so inspiring in the sense that um, she cared about the issues that affect humans every day. I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be just a regular scheduled interview, kind of just hearing out. But she was deeply involved in the interview. She was deeply involved. Um, I just want to say this, and I'll be out. Um, we have to make sure that our justices, um, from like here on out, because like a lot of our past voters who agreed to the appointment of their justices, they didn't necessarily hold their feet to the fire. So like we have Judge Bolden in there in Michigan, right? This would be like a good time for us to push land reform, push agriculture reform, push food reform. Like you see how like we have all these ingredients that's in our food. Like we can have our judges to pass a law where we aren't necessarily affected by some of the foods that we see that's not in the UK, not in places like Africa, that's here in the United States, like sodium bitamine or something like that, Byzantine or something. Um, these ingredients that don't really need to be on the food that make them uh, preserved is they're not fresh. It's like when you don't have like certain ingredients in the food, you can tell whether the food is like freshly picked. You can tell what's wrong with it. So like if it's like a chemical in it that's like causing it to be hard, causing it to be like overly preserved, we can find out what's in it and see like our judges, they're responsible for making sure that whatever the governor doesn't do, the judges can do. They're responsible for making sure like whatever the legislators don't do, the senators, they're responsible for making sure that it does go through because they have the last word. Um so when you see you're in Michigan, right? You can see like Governor Whitmer is like the chief. But then you have these judges who can tell them what to do. I actually believe like Kyra Bolden is the um, her being ushered in. Like she's the chief now. She tells everybody what to do with her her lawmaking. She has a voice over everybody. All right, because like whatever she opinions, it goes. All right, more so than a governor, more so than a senator, more so than a rep, more so than a sheriff. It's her who you have to see in the last days, as far as legislation go, executive decisions. She's the last person that you have to see. And like by Governor Whitmer appointing her, what you see is that she's doing stuff for the state. She's doing stuff for Detroit. She's doing stuff for Southfield. All these other places. She's doing stuff for them. So like her being in there is like a positive thing. She's a fresh face. And like I always wonder, like when we see people this dark, right, and they're from like places like Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, you wonder like how many leap years did their ancestor travel to get here? Some people believe we sprung from the dirt. I'm not one who believes that. I believe we traveled from another galaxy and got here. If it took 65 million years, it took 80 million years to get to Earth. That's how long it took for us to get here. And like we found out how to survive on Earth while not affecting our other homes. So like her being here, her being a judge, her having a child with her husband that she's known since she was an adolescent, like that's great. You know what I mean? Her child is look just like her. Her child is dark skinned, so like that's great. I think this is a positive. I wish like the whole Supreme Court of Michigan looked like her, all dark skinned people. I wish it was that way, because our issues here is deeply rooted in what happened in the South and what's happening in the North and what has happened in the North. It's very important. So let's take a moment to watch this video. Let's take a moment to thank her for, showing her face, being able to do this interview. Let's make sure we get some positivity going. So great peace. Yakoki.